Talk 99. A sannyasi asked, "It is said that the self is beyond the mind, and yet the realization is with the mind. The mind cannot think it, it cannot be thought of by the mind, and the mind alone can realize it. How are these contradictions to be reconciled?" Maharishi. Atman is realized with dead mind, that is, mind devoid of thoughts and turned inward. Then the mind sees its own source and becomes that. It is not as the subject perceiving an object. When the room is dark, a lamp is necessary to illumine and eyes to cognize objects. But when the sun is risen, there is no need of a lamp, and the objects are seen. And to see the sun, no lamp is necessary. It is enough that you turn your eyes towards the self luminous sun. Similarly, when the mind to see the objects, the reflected light of the mind is necessary. To see the heart, it is enough that the mind is turned towards it. Then the mind loses itself and the heart shines forth. Talk 100. Later, Sri Bhagwan quoted from Cavalier some verses and explained: The Supreme Knowledge, absolute witness, the self-shining core, the heart, the self, the individual, the jiva, the knower consisting of vritti, the mode of mind stuff and reflected light in the latent form, the internal intellect and the outgoing mind, buddhi and manas, consisting of vritti and reflected light as a sprout. This is the antahkarna, the inner organ. Modes taking shape as objects, common knowledge, together form the world as we perceive it. B. The self pure knowledge, the jiva, the knower, the intellect and the mind. Modes seen as objects, knowledge. The modes of mind take shape as external objects, and the light reflected on the modes illumines the objects. Now, neglecting the modes of mind, look for the light illumining them. The mind becomes still and the light remains self-shining. The undulating mind, that is the mind associated with rajas, activity, and tamas, darkness, is commonly known as the mind. Devoid of rajas and tamas, it is pure and self-shining. This is self-realization. Therefore, the mind is said to be the means for it. C. Pure consciousness, said to be the eternal or the ever-present witness. Antahkarna, inner organ plus the reflected light. Jiva. Modes together with the light are said to be prameya, the known. Of these, the objects are gross and the light is called phala chaitanya. D. In the jiva, the inner organ, antahkarna, consists of sattva, rajas, tamas. Knowledge modes of mind, gross objects, light intellect, mind the world. Similarly, for the cosmos, the cosmic mind, the eternal being, sattva, rajas, tamas. Ishvara, the Lord of the universe, the individual, jiva, the universe. Maya cannot obscure Sat, but it does obscure Chit and Anand, making them appear as particulars. Brahmans equals to Sat being called the Adhara equals to the substratum, Chit knowledge, Anand bliss, called Vishesha equals to differentiation by Maya, natural the universe of the world, artificial multiplicity of objects. Maya cannot obscure Sat, but it does obscure Chit and Ananda, making them appear as particulars. A rope corresponds to being the substratum. In dim light, Maya illusion appears as a snake, the artificial particular, as shown in E. Sat equals to being equals to the substratum, Adhara. From this proceeds the particular, namely the jiva, who, veiled by ignorance, identifies himself with the gross body. Here, ignorance stands for not investigating the self. Jiva is in fact knowledge only. Yet, owing to ignorance, the wrong identity with the gross body results. Again, The master illustrated it with the red hot iron ball, Tapta Aya Pindavat, a ball of iron plus fire together from red hot iron ball. The world plus Chit equals to pure knowledge. Together form the Jiva equals to the individual.